I'm Mahampawa with the news-making headlines around the world. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince receives the GCC Ministers of Interior. The Constitutional Court rejects 6 appeals on the 2014 National Assembly by-elections. At least 95 people are killed in Syrian regime airstrikes on the IS militants in the city of Raqqa. And a dozen US cities see new protests over the decision not to charge a policeman who shot a teenager in Missouri. In our first item, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received a written message from His Royal Highness the Heir Apparent of the United Kingdom, Prince Charles of Wales, who congratulated His Highness the Emir on the occasion of naming His Highness as a humanitarian leader and Kuwait as a humanitarian centre by the UN. The message was delivered by the UK Ambassador to Kuwait, Matthew Lodge, to the Acting Deputy Minister of the Emiri Diwan Affairs, Advisor Ahmed Dayfallah Sharar. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency the President-elect of Romania, Klaus Iohannis, on the occasion of winning the presidential elections. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency the President-elect of Romania, Klaus Iohannis, on the occasion of winning the presidential elections. And His Highness Sheikh Jabal Mubarak Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received this morning at Bayan Palace His Highness Sheikh Jabal Mubarak Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince then received the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Sabah. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince also received Sheikh Dr. Muhammad Sabah Al-Salim Al-Sabah. And finally, His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince received the Minister of Communications and Minister of State for Municipal Affairs, Aisa Ahmed Al-Kandari. On the occasion of the 33rd meeting of the GCC Interior Ministers, His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received this morning at Bayan Palace the Deputy Premier and Minister of Interior Sheikh Mohammed Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, along with His Excellency the Prime Minister and Minister of Interior of Qatar Sheikh Abdullah bin Nasser bin Khalifa Al Thani, His Highness the Deputy Premier and Minister of Interior of the United Arab Emirates Lieutenant General Saif bin Zayed Al Nahyan, His Excellency the Minister of Interior of Bahrain, Lieutenant General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, His Excellency the Minister of Interior of Oman, Sayyid Ahmoud bin Faisal Al Busaidi, His Excellency the Interior Under Secretary of Saudi Arabia, Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Salim, and His Excellency the GCC Secretary General, Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince commended the efforts exerted by the GCC Ministers of Interior, underlining the importance of maintaining security and stability of the GCC countries and their citizens through intensive and dedicated efforts with the directives of the GCC leaderships. The meeting was attended by the Interior Under Secretary Lieutenant General Sulaiman Fahd Al-Fahd. The Constitutional Court, chaired by Chief Justice Yusuf Lumtawa, turned down all 6 contestations against the 2014 National Assembly by-elections. The court rebuffed the contestation number 2 of 2014 submitted by attorney Salah Abdulrahman Al-Hashim on the 2nd of July of 2014 against His Highness Sheikh Jabir Al-Mbarak Al-Hamad Al-Subah, the Prime Minister, the National Assembly Speaker Marzouk Ali Al-Ghanem, and MPs Mohammed Al-Barrak Al-Rashidi, Ahmed Sleiman Al-Ghadaibi, Ahmed Haji Lari, Abdullah Yusuf Al-Mayouf, and Faris Saad Lataibi. His Highness Sheikh Jabir Al-Mbarak Al-Hamad Al-Subah, the Prime Minister, received today at Bayan Palace the Deputy Premier and Minister of Interior Sheikh Mohammed Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Subah, along with His Excellency the Prime Minister and Minister of Interior of Qatar, Sheikh Abdullah bin Nasser bin Khalifa Al Thani, His Highness the Deputy Premier and Minister of Interior of the United Arab Emirates, Lieutenant General Saif bin Zayed Al Nahyan, His Excellency the Minister of Interior of Bahrain, Lieutenant General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, His Excellency the Minister of Interior of Oman, Sayyid Ahmoud bin Faisal Al Busaidi, His Excellency the Interior Under Secretary of Saudi Arabia, Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Salim, and His Excellency the GCC Secretary General, Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani. This came on the occasion of the 33rd meeting of the GCC Interior Ministers. His Highness Sheikh Jabir Al-Mbarak Al-Hamad Al-Subah, the Prime Minister, received today at Bayan Palace the Chairman and members of Kuwait American Foundation, the KAF. During the meeting, His Highness the Prime Minister expressed gratitude to the KAF for its efforts in strengthening friendly relations between the two people in all domains, including humanitarian, social and cultural ones. His Highness also commended the KAF's role, which serves Kuwait's foreign policy and supports principles and values that the country abides by. A senior Kuwaiti official lauded the concluded meeting of Undersecretaries of the GCC Ministries of Social Affairs and Labour held at the Sheraton Hotel as successful and fruitful. The meeting discussed a wide array of key issues and matters in the social domain, primarily families and children, individuals with special needs and the elderly. Here is more on the issue in this report by Salim Al-Kendari.
Kuwait hosted Social Affairs and Labour Undersecretaries meeting held at the Sheraton Hotel last night. Undersecretary of the Kuwaiti Ministry of Social Affairs and Labour, Abdul Muhsin Al-Mtairi, pointed out on the full cooperation among the GCC member states concerning all social issues of common interest and appreciated the role of the GCC Secretariat in the organizing of activities, workshops and festivals.
It is a great pleasure for me to be here in my country, Kuwait, of course, just to attend this session for the Ministers of Labour and Social Affairs. Today we have a meeting for the Ministers of Social Affairs, and before a few minutes we finished this session, which is the 31st session for the Ministers of Social, and tomorrow, inshallah, we have another session for the Ministers of Labour, which discussed several items on the agenda. It was about 11 items, which discussed several things which concern to the social affairs in the GCC countries. And I hope that this will be, inshallah, executed by the countries, by the ministers, both Labour and Social Affairs.
The reason being in this summit basically is the company has been awarded as one of the leading corporate citizen regarding the corporate social responsibilities. The company has been engaged heavily with regards to corporate social responsibilities, and the company believes the corporate social responsibilities is a key element within its business elements.
Participants overlooked the agenda of issues to be discussed by the GCC Ministers of Social Affairs and Labour during their forthcoming meeting. During the gathering, Qatar asked to host the next meeting of Under-Secretaries of the GCC Ministries of Social Affairs and Labour. From the Sheraton Hotel, this is Salim Kandiri reporting for the English News.
At least 95 people were reportedly killed in Syrian regime airstrikes on the Islamic State group's self-proclaimed capital. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said at least 52 of the dead in Raqqa were civilians, but it's unclear if any of the other casualties were militants. Rami Abdulrahman, director of the London-based monitoring group, said some of the strikes hit near to the IS posts. He said there were also 20 unidentified victims who could be civilians or militants, as well as the disfigured remains of at least 7 other people. Meanwhile, the UK Foreign Office is investigating reports that another Briton has died in Syria. A dozen U.S. cities have seen new protests over the decision not to charge a policeman who shot a teenager in Ferguson, Missouri. Demonstrations from New York to Seattle were mostly peaceful, but rioting broke out in Oakland, California. There was some unrest in Ferguson itself, with police making 44 arrests. Many in Ferguson's predominantly African-American community called for the officer to be charged with murder, but the grand jury's decision means the police officer will not face state criminal charges over the shooting. The officer who killed Michael Brown says he was only doing his duties. Lawyers from Brown's family denounced the grand jury's decision as unfair while condemning the violence that followed the decision. The German Embassy of Kuwait recently held a jazz concert in celebration of the 25th anniversary since the opening of the Berlin Wall. Titled Jazz Evening, the event featured renowned pianist and composer Sebastian Chunky as he pieced together 6 different compositions to share his personal story connected to that historic day. Reporter Badria Saleh brings us this report.
Internationally acknowledged German composer and pianist Sebastian Schunker recently regaled an audience gathered to share the joy of the 25th anniversary of the opening of the Berlin Wall. Choosing 6 of his favorite compositions to celebrate that moment in history, Schunker's performance offered a personal touch to that unprecedented moment in Germany.
It was tough to choose because it's such a special event, so I decided to make it very personal. As my wife, she's from East Berlin, I'm from West Germany, so we have a personal story, and I've 2 songs for my daughters, for example. They wouldn't even exist if the wall wouldn't have gone down, and I have chosen other songs that have very personal connection to my life in Berlin, because I now live in Berlin, and the life now is totally different to what it used to be 25 years ago.
Our people are in many countries, including Kuwait. We have friendly relations, and that historical event of the changes in Europe, of the opening of the wall, also helped to bring even more freedom to many parts of the world, and that's important to be shared, and this is one of the reasons why we have evenings like that. Tonight it's definitely thinking of 25 years of opening of the wall in Berlin. It's for freedom, and that's good for all of us.
Regarded as the creator of the new modern European-influenced Latin jazz, Schunker has been an energetic part of the international jazz scene for more than 10 years. By now, the musician has developed into one of the leading jazz composers and pianists worldwide. As a soloist or with his band, Schunker continuously manages to create a fresh and completely new sound as he unites Berlin jazz with African and Latin American elements.
Every composition is like a journey. I try to take them, and I want them to join and to enjoy and to have a good feeling about the music.
Schunker has been awarded with various international prizes for his achievements in this music genre, including the ever-coveted Berlin Jazz Award 4 times.
Jazz Evening is one of a number of events organized by the Embassy in dual honor of celebrating the 50 years of diplomatic relations between Kuwait and Germany, as well as in celebration of 25-year anniversary since the fall of the Berlin Wall. at the residence of the German ambassador Ambedria Saleh, reporting for the English News.
Moving on to the local business news, where at the end of today's trading, Kuwait Stock Exchange indices ended on mixed boards. The KSX 15 settled at 1,131.52 with a gain of 10.27 points, and the Wade Index closed at 465.77, earning 2.12 points. Meanwhile, the price index recorded 7,019.61, losing 7.47 points. Trade transactions amounted to 2,421, worth about 12.5 million Kuwaiti dinars, with around 119.5 million shares changing hands. And in our final item tonight, the Kuwait English School recently held its annual Green Unit for Children with Special Needs Bazaar on its premises in Salwa. The objective of the bazaar is to provide a platform for students with special needs to become actively involved, engaged, and interact with the community, ultimately cultivating their cultural and social skills. The money collected on this day will be going to charitable organizations. More on this with our reporter Inwa Jabouri.
Children are indeed the future. Children hold the keys to a better tomorrow, and tomorrow involves the new, the modern, and the change that society needs in order to adapt to evolving times. Students today proved and demonstrated that they have what it takes to become responsible citizens who can contribute greatly and effectively within their society and even globally.
Well, you can feel the spirit, as I understand you feel it, but they're raising money to give an even better facility in the department. They have a good facility, a very good facility, but they're looking to enhance what they can offer the children.
I go around and help each booth if they need anything, and so far I've helped with selling diaries and selling jewelry. And anyone who needs help, they come and tell me. I'm here to help anyone who needs help with their booth.
Actually, this is our 8th annual bazaar. We are doing it in Kuwait English School, and we are trying to help our special needs students to be a part of our society. So actually, they did help. We teach them how to do some advertise and communicate with the vendors. And thanks God, this year we have a lot of response from new vendors. They would like to participate, and I'm really actually thankful for the people who's coming.
All the stands that were on display were beautifully decorated. They were eclectic, colourful, and drew in huge crowds who highly commended the students for their hard work.
We wanted to participate, to volunteer our time. We know that kids love the idea of machines and motorcycles, and they maybe fantasize about Harley riders. We are Harley riders. So we thought with our block, our club, Phoenix Riders, to come in and just give our time and have the fun with everybody else here.
I'm a part also of the Phoenix group, and we were invited by Sam, the wife of Ray, to be part of the charity event, and we try our best to be a part in every charity event, and it's nice to be with people that they need us and kids that need us.
The Green Unit Bazaar is an annual event which has witnessed immense growth due to the devotion and commitment of the students and the educational leaders, who are indeed inspiring to say the least.
Today's Green Unit Bazaar has been a huge success as a result of a very caring, dedicated and committed community who find inspiration in the eyes of the children. From the Kuwait English School, Salwa, I'm Enwa Jabouri reporting to you for the English News.
For a chance to see our reports again, please visit our YouTube channel at MOI Kuwait News. Well, with that, we conclude our news bulletin. Thank you for joining us. Have a pleasant time. I'm Maham Tawa. Before we go, we remind you once again of our main top stories. Have a pleasant time and good night. His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince receives the GCC Ministers of Interior. The Constitutional Court rejects 6 appeals on the 2014 National Assembly by-elections. At least 95 people are killed in Syrian regime airstrikes on the IS militants in the city of Raqqa. And a dozen U.S. cities see new protests over the decision not to charge a policeman who shot a teenager in Missouri.